Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. When you send your children to school, you expect them to be safe. You don't think about the building being harmful to your children or your grandchildren. You think of outside things coming into the school. Well, evidently, two schools recently, one, the Jana Elementary School, is now being closed indefinitely because of radiation. That one was in Missouri, and then in Kansas, Longfellow L. Moxley School, several children had to go to the hospital, and 2 adults because of carbon monoxide. The elementary school outside of St. Louis was found to have unaccepted levels of radiation or radioactive contamination, and it will be closed for the rest of the semester, probably for a very long time, probably the rest of the year, but right now they're just saying students are shifting to virtual learning starting Monday. The Jana Elementary School in Florissant, Missouri, as well as its kindergarten playground, had high levels of radioactive contamination stemming from waste dating back to the creation of the atomic bomb in the 1940s. Someone must have notified someone else, who then did their own private investigation. The Boston Chemical Data Corporation did an independent report. High levels of radiation was found in the classrooms and in the kitchen area and in the library, as well as the playground. Levels of radioactive lead, known as lead-210, found in the kindergarten playground were more than 22 times the expected background levels. Lead levels of 210 were also found at the basketball courts, were more than 12 times the expected background levels. There was evidently a place that made ammunition back during World War II. And this is the creek, Cold Water Creek, that is contaminated with the radiation. And they've been working for years and years to clean up, the toxic mess. They made nuclear weapons back in the day. Nuclear waste from World War II weapons production as part of the Manhattan Project contaminated Coldwater Creek. Malin Rock Chemical Company processed uranium ore in St. Louis from 1942 to 1957 and shipped waste to a site near Lambert Airport, where it made its way into the 19-mile-long waterway that flows into the Missouri River. So here we have the Lambert International Airport. And here it looks like to be the river. And let's go back to where that school is at, which is up over here. Okay, see, there's the river. Let me zoom in a little bit. So all these homes, more than likely, are also contaminated. Someone had to have blown the whistle about the contamination at the school. And someone who paid for it to come in and take samples of the air, the dust in the library, the basketball court, the playground, all that. Someone knew and blew the whistle. The Environmental Protection Agency designated the creek as a Superfund site in 1989. They dug up the contaminated dirt and took it by rail to a waste management facility in Idaho. Just took the problem someplace else. The school, which sits in a subdivision surrounded by homes, opened in the 1970s and has educated thousands of children. While the area along Cold Creek is racially mixed, about 80% of Jana Elementary School students, 400 of them, are black. You have to wonder why this is. Does that have anything to do with it? I wonder. And then on Friday, and then last week on Thursday, the L. Moxley Kansas City Public School had to be evacuated because of carbon monoxide. The leak was discovered at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, and evidently one of the boilers of 2 boilers was not working properly, and it was leaking into the school. 7 students and 2 staff members were hospitalized as a result of it. Staff contacted emergency personnel and evacuated the building on Wednesday after some students said they felt sick. When fire crews arrived on scene, they said carbon monoxide levels in the school were so high that they maxed out some of the department's equipment. The school is currently being recommended for closure because of enrollment of less than 250 students, poor building condition, and more than $6.5 million of deferred maintenance costs. I think I have the name of the school wrong. It's actually Longfellow Elementary. Evidently, they do have CO2 detectors there at the school. When was the last time they checked the batteries? Building staff said they first realized there was an issue because students were exhibiting symptoms of CO poisoning. According to Google, symptoms of CO poisoning is most common is headache, dizziness, weakness, upset stomach, vomiting, chest pain, and confusion, often described as flu-like. If you breathe a lot of it, it can make you pass out or kill you. The Kansas City Fire Department said that their machines to test the air peak out at 2,000 parts per million. There's a post here on Twitter. It says, "We just arrived at Longfellow Elementary School in KCMO. Students are huddled together outside the building. There is a carbon monoxide leak in the building. KCFD says there are almost 20 kids with symptoms so far." Here's some of the children being loaded onto the ambulance. Before they started the heaters, because it's been getting cold, someone should have come in and did an inspection, I would think. Yeah, heartbreaking. So what are your thoughts about these 2 schools? Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.